The story of James Clerk Maxwell is not one of a lone genius working in a vacuum, but rather the climax of a century-long relay race. While Maxwell is the name we associate with the unified theory of electromagnetism, his success was built upon the experimental sweat and intuitive leaps of those who came before him. He possessed the unique mathematical prowess to take scattered, seemingly unrelated observations about the physical world and weave them into a single, elegant tapestry that changed the course of modern physics. One of the most vital links in this chain was Hans Christian Ørsted, who in 1820 noticed a compass needle deflect in the presence of an electric current. This serendipitous moment proved that electricity and magnetism were not separate forces, but were intrinsically linked. Following closely was André-Marie Ampère, the Newton of electricity, who took Ørsted's discovery and began quantifying the relationship with rigorous mathematics. Ampère's work provided the first foundational laws of electrodynamics, establishing the mechanical framework that Maxwell would eventually refine. However, the most profound influence on Maxwell was undoubtedly Michael Faraday. A brilliant experimentalist who lacked formal mathematical training, Faraday visualized the invisible forces of nature as lines of force, filling space. He pioneered the concept of the magnetic field, a radical departure from the prevailing action at a distance theories of the time. Faraday's experiments with induction, showing that a changing magnetic field could induce an electric current, provided the physical reality that Maxwell felt compelled to translate into the language of calculus. Maxwell's genius lay in his ability to see the underlying symmetry in Faraday's lines of force. In the 1860s, he published a set of equations that did more than just describe existing experiments. They predicted entirely new phenomena. By adding his own theoretical displacement current, Maxwell realized that changing electric fields create magnetic fields, and vice versa. This feedback loop implied that electromagnetic waves could travel through space, and remarkably, his calculations showed these waves traveled at the speed of light. Despite the brilliance of his equations, Maxwell was not an overnight sensation. His work was notoriously difficult to decipher, often described as a mathematical thicket. It took a group of younger physicists, later dubbed the Maxwellians, including Oliver Heaviside, Heinrich Hertz, and George Fitzgerald, to champion his cause after his early death. Heaviside in particular was responsible for condensing Maxwell's original 20 equations into the 4 elegant vector equations we study today, making the theory accessible to the wider scientific community. Ultimately, James Clerk Maxwell's fame serves as a testament to the power of synthesis. He stood on the shoulders of giants like Faraday and Ampère to look further than anyone thought possible, effectively bridging the gap between classical Newtonian mechanics and the dawn of modern quantum physics. Without the earlier pioneers to lay the experimental groundwork, Maxwell's mathematical masterpieces might never have found their spark, proving that even the most revolutionary ideas are often a collaborative echo across generations.